And dun dun dun. Let's record here. And let's. do. Yep, and just like all the other times I brought a lot of girls to my bedroom, ain't nothing gonna happen. Story of my life. I was a cheerleader in high school. One time, the girls came over to my house to practice, and they're all sitting on the bed and chit-chatting and smoking cigarettes because my parents weren't home. And apparently, I'm just one of the girls because I'm like, I could rub your feet. No, don't be stupid. Yeah. But that's further than the basketball players got. Or so I thought. All right. Well, there's Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee. Okay, Dee Dee, can you send me an email about your class that you're giving? And I'll tell people about it during What's on Your Easel. Because I might be interested in your class, and I don't get to watch your show. I guess I could watch the recording, but the last time I did that, I almost wrecked. All right. So, thanks. All right, what camera are we on? We're on this camera. Good. Okay. Let's see. I'm in a hotel room. Hotel rooms provide you with ice buckets, which are great for putting soapy water in for your brushes. Take the liner out, though, because you don't want to stain the liner. I have paint. I have brushes. I have light. It'll be up to you to decide whether or not I'm wearing pants. I have coffee with rum in it. Obviously, none of the rest of the family is here because I'm in Monahans, Texas. But I'm here and you're here. Take your headphones off. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Artistic Biker live from Monahans, Texas. Actually, I was in Pecos, Texas most of the day, so I'm going to say that because Pecos, Texas is more exciting than Monahans, Texas. They have stuff there, like, Walmart. There's not a Walmart in Monahans, Texas. Anyway, here with a day job, got to do a little sightseeing. Going to talk a little bit about that. Oh no, Pneumatic Rose has got ads. Oh, that's so sad. We should wait for her. Should be all right. Just ads. It's just the intro to the show. But I got to do a little sightseeing today because the guy I was running around with, he said, "Sure, we got a couple hours to spare. Let's head over to the museum." So we go over to the Pecos Museum, and we see all of the stuff about Western life on the plains and Judge Roy Bean and all the cool stuff that goes along with that. So I thought I would journal a little bit about that today. So I'm going to do the intro to the YouTube video, and then we'll talk about it on the flip side. So let's get that done. Because the more I stay on the head-on camera, the more likely it is I'm going to stand up, and then you'll know whether or not I'm wearing pants. Okay. And yeah, I'm sorry, it's going to be upside down. So let's do this. But it's going to be upside down because I haven't quite figured out how to fix the camera so that it's not. I will have that problem worked out before I come back here, though. Before we do this again. Hi, Mitzi. Going to make tea and toast. Hello, peoples. Welcome to this week's edition of the Artistic Biker, live from the motel room in Monahans, Texas. Yes, close to Pecos, Texas, where Judge Beam, west of the Pecos, Judge Beam was the law west of the Pecos. And since I got to do a little sightseeing at the Pecos Museum and Judge Beam sites and stuff like that, I want to journal a little bit about it. So with that, we're going to turn the page. And you know what? We got to start over. You know why we have to start over? We didn't talk about last week's page. Bear with me, folks. Doris, Nomadic Rose wants jam on her toast. If you can hear me in the kitchen. Okay. One more again, boss. Hello, peoples. Welcome to this week's edition of the Artistic Biker, live from Monahans, Texas, which is close to Pecos, Texas. And if you're unfamiliar, Pecos, Texas is wild, wild west territory. Last week on the Artistic Biker, we were talking about all the driving that I've been doing and through the storms and how easy it is just to fall asleep during stormy weather. But it's bad to do that while driving. So that's what we were journaling about last week. And you can see here's my ex-wife lying on a broom next to the car, and here's a cow and a cat. And debris and detritus. There was a chicken back here, but I covered it up with my fat head. Anyway, this week, since I got to see a little bit of Judge Roy Bean stuff, I'm going to journal a little bit about it. So with that, let's turn the page and get started. There we go. There we go. Now we got to turn this back around because it's got to be right side up to me. And again, I can only apologize about it being upside down to you. I'll get that worked out. No, I wasn't storm chasing. I just spend a lot of time on the road with the day job, Mitzi. And because of such long hours on the road makes Blade a sleepy boy. Whew. So yeah. I thought somebody in the chat room said Judge Roy Beam was the hanging judge, and yeah, he has that reputation. He was an eccentric, for sure. So I thought it would be fun to journal a little bit about that. I don't normally get to sightsee. Normally I come to these things, well, like in Atlanta, when I went to Atlanta, you know, there was the idea that I might get to go by and have coffee with Dee Dee, but it didn't work out to our schedules because it was, several hours from Dee Dee. And, again, normally all I get to do is fly in, go to my hotel room, wake up and go to my meeting, go back to my hotel room, wake up and fly out. Is how that normally works. And I might occasionally get to go do something like go to a park or an aquarium or something if it's close by and if it's open past 5. I can occasionally do stuff like that. Today, however, we had about a 3-hour break between our lunch meeting and our afternoon meeting. And then when we got to our afternoon meeting, we found out that he couldn't make it anyway, which would have been nice for him to call us. But to tell you the truth, I'm not all that entirely sure he even knew we were coming. Hi, Pam. So, to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure he knew we were coming. But as luck would have it, we still got We still got a full day's work in and some sightseeing done, and so I can feel good about myself. Not that I didn't feel good about myself. I tell you what, let me dry this real quick. We will take a little break, and we'll be right back. Look, I brought my own hair dryer. Hi, Orion's girl. Oh yeah, I know. I've already been in trouble, Mitzi. I'll tell you about that when I come back. I set off a smoke detector with my hair dryer. Anybody heard from Paula? How's she doing? I know she had a bad headache last night. Okay, did the microphone cancel out that noise? Because it's a high-end microphone and it's supposed to. It's supposed to cancel out noises like that. Hair dryer is loud. Perfect. Okay, so maybe I don't have the hair dryer, and maybe I don't have the settings just right, but I actually like to leave the hair dryer loud, so that makes me feel good about myself. Darcy brought stuff to make meatballs. What am I missing? What's going on over here? All right. We got to get a background going, don't we? It's already 6:56. It is already time for What's on Your Easel, and we don't even have the background done yet. What are we going to do? Let's do a dollop of yellow. A darker yellow. Oh, that one's not open. Hang on. A little darker yellow. Oops. Put a little yellow ochre. Is that one open? Yeah, that one's open. Put a little yellow ochre over here and over here. And maybe across here. Do 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 do. little crimson, just a touch. Oop, that's not even. Just a touch of crimson there, and a touch of crimson there. Maybe a little over here, because that's fun. I have all these colors. I want to use my colors. A little red. A little bright friggin' red. A little bit of light blue. Just a little bit of light blue. You ever have an image in your mind and you wonder if it's really going to turn out the way you think it's going to? Dark green. Ooh. All right, let's see how that works out. I bet that does exactly what I want it to do. If it does, that would be completely new for this show. If that does exactly what I want it to do, that would be completely new for this show. Because that never, ever, ever happens. I might get a bigger brush. Don't look. Because I might not be wearing pants. I am, Pam. I'm in a hotel room. I am in Monahans, Texas, which is south of Odessa and north of El Paso. You can't just fling the water out of your brush like you can at home. Can't. Ooh, that just almost did exactly what I wanted it to do. Can't, won't, and shouldn't are three totally different words. So yeah, I never get to go sightseeing, or rather I rarely get to go sightseeing, because it's always go to the hotel and back. But this time, I had some spare time. This time the guy actually said, you know what, let's just go see what there is to offer. And he was proud of the sites in his area. We drove by, but and didn't really stop. But there's a place here that was in Pecos, Texas, that is the birthplace is probably not the right word. It is the home of the first rodeo. And I don't know if it's the first. I don't believe that it's the first ever rodeo. Who's a hoot? What are we talking about? I don't know if it's the first ever rodeo, but it's supposed to be the first documented rodeo. And so, I mean, they have a big deal. They have a big PBR thing. It's It's a big deal. Oh, thank you, Rain. Do you have, by any chance, Rain, do you have a southern accent? Is there, do you by any chance have a southern accent? I'm just curious. Your mama was from the South, and so sometimes you channel her. Maybe I can get Dee Dee to call me darling. She's got a southern accent. I love, when a southern belle calls me sugar, honey, or darling. My wife will call me something similar to that when she wants me to do something. When she's trying to get me to do something I don't want to do. Oh, sugar. Y'all know y'all want to just go on and do that. Dee Dee turned me on to the Mary Atelier. I don't think she pronounces it Atelier. I've never heard her pronounce it. The Mary Atelier. And she was sketching common stuff. She has a whole series of videos where she's sketching common stuff. So this is kind of inspired by her also. I'll tag her when I post it to the YouTube. And you know this is just background, right? I was just cruising along on the G Plus, as the kids call it these days, and I came across a post by the Dee Dee. And she said that it was really great, and I watched the video, and it really was really neat. The video in particular that I'm talking about was she drew clothespins. She just laid a couple of clothespins out there, drew them up. I can't see that because of the glare on the paper. She drew them up. And it was really neat. It was a really cool video. So thanks, Dee Dee, for turning us on to that. My problem is, one of many actually, that I lose patience with details. especially on this show, because I know that we only have 90 minutes to get this done, and I feel like I'm really pressed for time. And so I feel like I have to hurry when I know I don't. That green was just a little too pristine for me. And it's West Texas, so there should be bare spots. Okay. All right, let's set this aside and let's do what's on your easel. Then we get to come back and obscure it. What am I missing in the chat? You guys are all chatting up. Hello. Hey, APG. So this is what we have so far. Here's what we have so far as background. So I'll set that aside, and we'll do what's on your easel. What's on your easel? What's on your easel? What's on your easel today? Okay. Screen capture. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's see. I'll go back to the inbox, because hopefully Dee Dee sent me info about her class. She did. I was kind of hoping that APG showed up. I thought there might be an APG easel, but I guess not. It's alright, maybe next time, APG. No pressure, right? You did. I got it. I know, Dee Dee. I know. I just thought, APG would send something, or rain, but that's okay. Maybe next time. All right, let's see here. Okay, Pamela French. I'm not harassing anybody. Pamela French sends in a conch shell. She didn't send any information with it, so I don't know any more about it. Then it appears to be watercolor. Very, very colorful. Very, very colorful conch shell from Pamela French. So, APG, your husband brought home half a car? Was it the front half, the back half, or the left half, or the side, or the right half? Or was it diagonal? Oh, Blade, look at Blade. Blade being a funny man. Haha, funny man. Okay, Pamela French also sent... Dun, dun, dun. Cattails? Are those cattails? Those are beach weeds. Can you see the screen, or can you see me scratching my nose? Because I'm sure you don't really want to see me scratching my nose. Well, you can see the screen because you're commenting. Rain actually blew her horn today. Conch shell. Sometimes the chat is kind of interesting. Oftentimes the chat is kind of interesting. Look at these little grasses. Look how simple they are. Just little single strokes with a touch of gold at the top. A little hint of the curvature of the sand as it rolls over the hills. Little hint of the water line, of the horizon line back there. And all that is. Oh, a Hemi Daytona Charger. You know, the fewest strokes possible to get the most imagery. Little bird footprints going through here. Maybe sea oats, you think? Boudreaux? Sea Boudreaux? Okay. So that is what Pamela French sent in. Nomadic Rose sent avert your eyes. It might be porn. An owl. I can't rotate it for some reason. It doesn't give me the option to rotate it. So it's a sleepy owl because I don't have the option to rotate it. But look at that. Hoot. Hoot. Nice, Nomadic Rose. Very nice. Owl porn. And then the music starts. Bow, chicka, boom, bow, 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 chicka, boom, bow, 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 whoo, bow, 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 whoo, bow, 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 whoo. A pigeon? What? Inspired by Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa. Okay. Inspired by Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa. Bow, chick, boom, bow, 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 woo, bow, 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 bow. And there is the finished project. I don't know why it won't let me turn it. It doesn't give me the option to turn it. I don't know if that's the kind of music they play in owl porn or not. I've only ever heard of such things in prayer group on Sundays. So I really have no idea. I, too, Darcy's in the chat room saying how much she likes the little circles. I, too, like the little circles. Very simply rendered. We all knew what it was. Very nice. Very nice. It is. It's weird. It won't let me turn it. I could download it. I suppose I could save it and pull it up. And I probably should have. Okay, and then the sexy redheaded Darcy. Pink toenails. Sexy redheaded Darcy sent us a journal cover and a pencil case. So let's look at the journal cover. Forget that you don't have to double click here. If you've ever wondered why I call her the sexy redheaded Darcy, there she is right there. Let's zoom in on her. I gotta show this off. Look at her. Look at her. That's our sexy redheaded Darcy right there. Woot! Bow, chicka, boom, bow, 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 chicka, boom, bow, 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 bow. Why won't that go back to normal? That should go back to normal. Because she's sexy and she has red hair. Okay, new stamps and new stamps, really? New stamps and a journal cover. I think she's greater than 3, Rain. Oh, we lost Cynthia. So new stamps with chevrons and circles and stuff. stamps with the calendar stamps. Hope we didn't run Cynthia off. You people with your owl porn. Organized calendar stamps. Well, somewhat organized. Whips and chains. Homemade zippers. Oh yeah, it's a journal cover. To slip over a journal with a bookmark. See, there's the journal cover. There's the journal. There's the journal with the journal cover. So, and it's bookmark. So there's the journal cover. It is. It's wonderful. APG's in the chat room talking about how wonderful it is. It is. It's wonderful. Look at that thing. What was the base material? I could read the blog and find out. What did you glue them onto? I just want to see what you glued them onto, because it'll be here. Had this little trim piece that was too pretty to throw away. That's how the bookmark came to be. She machine stitched the edges with her sewing machine. So what did you put it down on? Glued them to a backing piece. Oh, regular weight cardstock. Hi, Shrippa. She glued it to cardstock and then sewed it with a sewing machine. Okay. And then she also sent a pencil case. Pencil case is the same thing, but it's cotton fabric. With a zipper and cotton fabric. Stamped the things onto the cotton fabric. Stamped the things onto the cotton fabric. Stamped all the things. Cut and glued and stitched the cotton fabric together. Cut it into the sizes that she wanted. And then sewed it together with a zipper to make a fancy pencil case to go with her awesome journal. Matching. Awesome matching journal. Cool stuff, Darce. This is why you need to go to Darcy's website quite frequently. She has really cool stuff. She's a frequent guest blogger for Paper Artsy. So if you get the chance, go to her website, look at her cool stuff, and buy her stamps, because she has awesome stamps. She designs her own cool stamps. And then I just want to make sure there's nothing else. And then I'm going to top this off with Dee Dee. This is the sketch on her blog. Dee Dee has a class going on. Here's the Amelia sketch. There's a sketch of Amelia. Print that out on tan paper for her colored pencil class. She has a colored pencil class going on right now where you can print this off. You print this on tan paper, and then she's going to show you how to use colored pencils to make that look realistic with skin tones and hair and shadows and stuff with her colored pencils. So the links will be in the YouTube video when we release the YouTube video, and on my website. And at the end of the show, maybe we can get the sexy redheaded Darcy to turn the links on, and maybe we'll be able to share the link. And the YouTube classes are on her YouTube channel. Dee Dee has a YouTube channel where she does stuff. I also have a YouTube channel where I do stuff. Dee Dee has lots and lots and lots of really cool stuff on her YouTube channel. I'm guessing most of her Ustreams go straight to, because this is two and a half hours long, I'm guessing most of her Ustream videos go straight to the YouTube. Look at that frog. I love that frog. Here's the drawing demo. Here is the part 2. So be sure and check out Dee Dee's stuff, because she's actually teaching you how to do stuff. I don't do that. We don't teach on this show. If you learn something on this show, I assure you, it is entirely accidental. Yep. Straight to YouTube, she says. I'll make sure somebody didn't send me a what's on your easel. Okay. So, then the only other thing to do is show you what was on my easel. I have been having issues with motivation and procrastination, especially with all this driving that I've been doing lately. And so, a few days ago, I decided that I was going to... Hi, Lisa Loves to Scrap. A few days ago, I decided that I was going to draw a face, at least a 10-minute face, every night, and I was going to try and do one full-fledged portrait a week. That was my goal I set for myself. And then you know what happened for the next 4 days? I didn't draw anything. And then last night I decided, you know what? This is stupid. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And it was midnight, and I'm in a hotel room 500 miles away from home. And I don't have my face sketchbook. So but I brought this sketchbook so that I had scrap paper for the art journal, just in case I had to cut anything out and do it in the art journal. So I brought this sketchbook. Then I noticed I don't have any of my pencils. I can't draw a portrait because I don't have any pencils. Well, hell, the hotel gives you pens. I had a pen. Look at there. And so I tried my very best to talk myself out of it, but I ended up drawing a face anyway. And so there is last night's face. And again, keeping in mind that this is supposed to be a 10-minute face every night, here is my 10-minute face. There's my only 10-minute face that I did this week. But at least I did this. And I did it last night at midnight in 10 minutes just to prove a point that I did it. Thanks, Stevie. Yeah, I didn't use the free pen. This is the pen that I always have a pen on me. My drill sergeants drove that point home from the very beginning, the very first day in basic training. My drill sergeants drove it home that you had to carry a writing instrument and paper on you at all times, and it has served me well. So, but they do. The hotel gives you free pens. I don't know where they are at the moment, but thanks, Nomadic Rose. Oh, thanks everybody. Anyway, so that's what I did. That's what was on my easel, and I'm on the wrong computer, so I can't post the link for your easel. That's what was on my easel. That's what was on your easel. If you would like to be a part of what's on your easel, simply send an email to blade@artisticbiker.com with the subject line easel. We'll use your works to inspire other people to do stuff, because that's what this is all about, is getting people to do stuff. And getting people to be creative, because by God, if I can draw a 10-minute face, anybody can draw a 10-minute face, I assure you. So with that, Nomadic Rose, she's in the chat room saying that she looks familiar. It was Jennifer Aniston. You can't really tell because it doesn't look anything like Jennifer Aniston, but it's close enough to Jennifer Aniston that I remember it was Jennifer Aniston. Anyway, blade@artisticbiker.com. Easel, and we'll use your works to inspire other people to work. That said, this is not quite dry, so we'll dry this real quick, and we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back. I have to change cameras. I don't want anybody to know that I'm not wearing pants. No, we don't really go anywhere. Okay, this is going to bug me. I have to fix this. You know, we don't really go anywhere. That's just something we say for the YouTube channel. Sorry, that was driving me nuts. My tree was wider on the top than it was on the bottom. I couldn't see it before because of the glare. But trees should not be wider on the bottom than they are on the top. Okay, back to the drawing. His tunic. I like your husband. He and I could hang together. Wah, wah, wah. I'll show you guys this. This is my new favorite app. I'm gonna show you this before we go any further. I love this. This is my new favorite app. If you didn't hear this a minute ago, this is called Pocket Sitcom. I'm gonna show you. Just show you this real quick. This is what I've been harassing my wife with lately. So, if you're familiar at all with 50 sitcoms, they had what they call a laugh track. I can't do this upside down. They had what they call a laugh track, and this little program on my phone So now I have a laugh track. Whenever I tell a joke at the house and nobody laughs, I can to cue people to let them know that they're supposed to laugh. Or if somebody says something that I don't like, I can right? Or if my wife does something sexy, or if my kid comes in and says something shocking. I've been pestering my wife with this, but look at here. Then we can go to music. I'm not going to play all the different musics, but it has theme music like Evil and Drama. And Sexy. And then over here's the extra stuff. When you tell a joke like I did a while ago about me hanging out. And then they had the Batman special effects. Bam! Pow! Whack! Stunt. Scratch. And then transform. But cricket's what I normally get with most of my jokes. So I've been sitting there harassing my wife with this. I just downloaded this Wednesday, and she's already told me to delete it. I thought I'd keep it next to the computer, and then every time I do something on the show that I thought needed some attention, I could just bring this back up, right? It's called Pocket Sitcom. Pocket Sitcom. No, beam me up. It's free, but it has ads on it, and if you want to get rid of the ads, you pay 99 cents. I'm having so much fun with it. It was worth it for me to pay the 99 cents to the guy that developed it, just for the fun, because he developed this thing for free, so I paid the 99 cents. Anyway, I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I thought I'd show that to you. But when we joked a minute ago about the me hanging out with the hubby, wah 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 wah, was the perfect soundtrack to that. Okay, this is all dry, but it's too bright for what I want to do, so I'm going to subdue it a little bit. So this hotel, they have this hotel from the 1800s. Let's see. Hang on a minute. It's on here. I think it's on here. 1896. The saloon and hotel. The saloon was built in 1896, and the hotel was built in 1903. And you go through it, and they've got animatronics telling you all about it, and it's funny, one, because the animatronics are lame, and because it's not a Disney budget, it's Western Texas budget, so the animatronics are kind of lame, but that it added to the effect, if you will, and they tell you all about there were gunfights, and they tell you about the gunfights, and there's bullet holes in the walls with little signs in front of them that say bullet hole. So that ought to subdue that just right. Oh, we need to zoom back out, don't we? There. And they have all these rooms. They've taken all the hotel rooms, and they've left a couple of the hotel rooms as they were, but they've this is in Pecos, Texas. They left the hotel rooms as they were, some of the hotel rooms as they were, the bridal suite, for instance, they left up, and then they took some of the others and they just dressed them out like a kitchen from the time period from 1896. What a kitchen in the time period would look like, and they so you've got this. You've got this kitchen with this stove, with this gas stove. And here, Dee Dee, I thought of you with this one. Let me show you this. This is a school desk from 1896. And, don't know if you can see it or not, but this part here is the seat, and this is the seat back, and this is the desk of the person behind them. And I'll show you why I thought of you, because in the desk is an inkwell. Hi, Green Glams. So, Dee Dee, I thought of you while I was looking at that, because of that desk with that inkwell in the back. With that inkwell in the back of it. Pump organ, cowboy bathtub. There. This is what I wanted to show you. If I can figure out how to get it on camera. Bullet hole. From a gunfight. So, it was really neat. It was really neat going through this hotel. Anyway, subdued the background. Let me dry this just a little bit more. We'll be right back. Dry enough for our purposes, I think. All right, I like to use paints to draw with. So let's see. Let's pick this a nice blue. I sprayed my watercolors, spritzed my pan watercolors earlier many times, so they should be nice and creamy. I should be able to pick up loads of paint and sketch with them. Can't talk arting More importantly, I'm counting. Okay. So, as I was saying earlier, Dee Dee turned me on to the Mary Atelier, or the Mary Atelier, however she says it. I always assumed it was French, and so I assumed it would be Atelier. And one of the things the Mary Atelier does, one of the things that really liked, was she was painting common everyday stuff. And she did, the one I watched was clothespins. I think that's her most recent one like that. And I thought, well, that's awesome. I should do pages like that. That's cool. And so, since I got to do this really cool thing today, I thought, well, now I have a technique to work with, and I have a subject matter to work with. Macabre as it is. So I thought I'd give her a shot and do it. I'm using, this is watercolor. What sounds really boring, Boudreaux? I hope I'm not boring. Don't want to bore you. It's never my intent to bore you. Yes, it's watercolor right now. I don't have any gouache, but I do have some acrylic to come back and put highlights in with. So let's see here. Move on. We want to make sure, I don't care if those run together, because rope does that. Failed to mix enough of it up, so let me mix some more up real quick. Can't talk, arting. There we go. All right. I have to dry that, because if I don't dry that, then the rest of the colors will mix in, and I don't want the rest of the colors to mix in. I want the rest of the colors to sit right on top. So I do have to dry that. So give me just a minute to dry that. And we'll be right back. How are we doing on time? Oh, good Lord, we're running late. We may not finish on time. Ooh, I've been to Borger, Texas. I didn't think anybody went to Borger on purpose. Trying to get that little bit right there to dry. Yeah, we kind of started late. We were waiting to see if more people were going to show up. So I may run a few minutes late. Hope I don't run into somebody else's time. So by my recording time, I've only been broadcasting an hour and 6 minutes. I've only been recording an hour and 6 minutes, so we got kind of a late start. Oh, thanks, Rain. I know Dee Dee can't stay up this late. I love the fact that Dee Dee's here at all, because she's like 4 o'clock in the morning, people. And it's already 9 o'clock at night for her. And then you got Darcy over there in the UK. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning for her. I'm usually in bed by midnight or 1. I always have these great plans that I'm going to be in bed by 10 o'clock so I can get up at 4, because then I want to do all these crazy things, right? But it never quite works out like that. Just never. Just never works out that way. It's always, the alarm goes off at 4, and I throw something at it. Can't talk. Arting. Try to work a little texture in there. A little frayed bristles going. So yeah, this place was really cool. I like history. I'm a history buff. If my dad was with me, we'd still be there. If my wife was with me, we might even have still been there if my wife was with me, because she's kind of the same way. But if my dad had been with me, we'd still be there for sure. So, it was really a lot of fun to go around and see. They had a tribute to African Americans on the plains. They had a tribute to Mexican Americans on the plains. They had a tribute to all of the different, because it's right next to the rail station, right? So because it's right next to the rail station, they had all of the communication, the Western Union stuff. They had different from the very beginning with the telegraph to the radios to the stuff, all the stuff the Western Union used to transmit stuff. They had a ticket window, ticket counter. It had all kinds of cool stuff there. They probably had 400 different types of barbed wire. And while that doesn't sound impressive to somebody who's not familiar, barbed wire is very unique. There's a lot of interesting stuff about barbed wire. And they had at least 400 different samples of barbed wire. So, as you can tell, I was a bit enamored with the place, and I'll probably have to bring my dad back down here. I'll probably have to do that sometime when he can come with me. But it's just not very often that I get to do this. Most of the time, it's just it's just show up and go to your meetings and then go home. Like when I've been to Atlanta twice now, and I still haven't seen Dee Dee. I've been to Atlanta twice. Georgia. Been to Georgia twice. And I still haven't been able to get by and see Dee Dee. May have an opportunity to go back there. May have an opportunity. In June. So there's still a possibility. But we'll have to coordinate better, because it's not been very We've not been very successful thus far. It's always been, hey, Dee Dee, what you doing? Oh, I got cheerleaders. Me too. No. But we'll get it worked out, won't we, Dee? Well, I think the wife's going to go see the sexy redheaded Darcy in June. Ew. Oh, I know, Dee Dee. I know it was rough. We just couldn't make it happen. She's in the chat room saying it was at least an hour from where I was staying. I know. We just couldn't make it happen. But we will. We'll get it worked out. People really want to do a thing, they find a way to make it happen. I can't see that. There's a glare on me. Can you guys see that? Details. Did I mention that it is hard for me to slow down and put in details? Have I ever mentioned that before? It's important to stop and wipe the paint out of the tip of your pen. No, and somebody in the chat room said that he didn't look anything like Paul Newman. No, I was looking at a picture, and the guy was considered, Judge Beam was considered handsome in his day, and so I pulled up a picture of him to get a good look at him, and he looks a little bit like our 3-Dot Diva Dave with a beard. That was my impression of him. That was my impression of him. He said he looked like our 3-Dot Diva Dave with a beard. Details. Got to put in the detail shading. Just enough to give you the hint that there's texture in the rope, right? So how's that? Let's turn it around right side up so you can see. Speak of the devil and he will appear. We were just talking about you, 3-Dot Diva Dave. There. Does that kind of look like rope? I probably should put some frayed ropes on, some frayed edges on there. I think I will. How are we doing on time? We are running late. We were talking about how much you look like Judge Roy Bean, except he had a beard. Somebody in the chat room pointed out that Judge Roy Bean did not look like Paul Newman. All right. That is as much detail as that's going to get right there. Ow. Well, we let that set up for just a second. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just jump right in and hit it with a hairdryer. Judge Roy Beam. When I saw the picture, I thought 3-Dot Diva Dave with a beard. That's what I thought when I saw him. He was considered handsome in his day. Bye, Dee Dee. Thanks for coming by. Let me go ahead and dry this real quick. We'll be right back. You think the right half looks like Paul Newman? learned that Lincoln grew a beard. They're talking about Lincoln's face in the chat room. I learned that Lincoln grew a beard because a little girl wrote to him and said that he would be a very handsome man if only half his face were covered up. It's the whole reason Lincoln grew a beard to begin with. Did you guys hear my son doing that the other day? No, it was he was arting next to me. My daughter does it too. It was really funny to hear my son do it because I don't think he's ever done it on camera before. That's circus music. There. That ought to make that news really stand out. What's going on in the chat room? What's cool as can be? How many T's are in Knott? It's blue. It's dark, dark blue. Okay, so there we go. Night, Green Glams. She's gone. You know what? I want to dry it before I pick it up and move it around because I don't want any of that spilling. I'll dry this real quick. I'll dry this real quick and I'll turn it around and show you guys. I didn't have a brush pen tonight. This is a Uniball Vision Elite. I don't know if you can read it or not. I like it. It'll write through the acrylic paint, but you have to remember to stop them. Get the paint off the tip before it dries. Uniball makes several that are really good for marking on anything. This will write on wet paper. The Uniball makes several that are really good at writing on anything. But this is my favorite. I love the flow of this pen. Sorry that we're running so late, guys. Vicky, did you just say that the APG could tape while she was painting? I've lost the edge here, so I'm going to kind of bring the edge back before I go any further. I didn't. Oh, for going over? I was about to say I didn't apologize. I'm sorry. Okay. Don't worry, Vicky. I'm old enough to know what tape means. So there you go. A little detail on the rope. And it says, the hangman's knot was considered most ominous when it had 13 loops. So I made sure and put 13 loops on here. Judge Roy Bean, while considered the hanging judge, only ever condemned 2 men to hanging, and one of them escaped. So the hanging judge, in his entire career, only ever condemned 2 men to hanging, and one of them escaped. So he really only hung one person. So the hanging judge is really not. Maybe I'll paint this for Halloween. Thank you, guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You know this is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties, especially if I'm stuck in a hotel room because there's nothing else to do in a hotel room. And wait, hang on. Rocking the Casbah, rocking the Casbah. Don't mind hanging around. 3.DVD. I was apologizing earlier for running a little bit over time, and 3.DVD says, considering the subject matter, I don't mind. I don't think any of us mind hanging around. Should have been here earlier, Dave, when we were all. Whoa, where's my phone? Should have been here earlier today, Dave, when we were all. Hang on. I can't just do this. I got to be prepared. Time out, okay? Should have been here earlier today, Dave, when we were all talking about me and Rain's husband just hanging out. Because I'm not wearing pants, and he likes to answer the door not wearing pants. And so I said, I like him. He and I could hang together. With no pants on. Honey, where are my pants? This is my new favorite app. Okay, anyway. Thank you guys so much for coming out. You know, this is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties, especially when you missed it earlier too, Dave. I had all the chicks in my hotel room alone with me. But now I've got you too, so maybe you can help out. Anyway, be sure and tune in next week. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. Mwah. Peace out. And then we dance. Now, we're dancing till somebody tells me they see me dancing. And then the big question, Am I wearing pants? Woo, look at him go. Look at him go. He spins. And he spins the other way. And he's chair dancing. And he's chair dancing. Nobody's going to tell me I'm dancing. You people are mean. You people are mean. Dave, how much are you paying them? Okay, Rain sees me dancing. Can't see. Stand up. Nope, I'm not telling. Yes, I'm wearing pants. Because there's always that chance that I'm going to have the wrong camera on me when I stand up. One night, 4 years ago, I had on a pair of kind of dangerous shorts, if you will. They were good shorts, but they were dangerous shorts. They were my house shorts. And I thought, well, nobody can see my pants anyway. And there was only like 4 of us that night. Danged if I didn't have that camera on me at the time I walked away from the camera and got all the comments of, woo! So, okay, good night, everybody. Mwah.